Can you hear me now? If you can hear me, give me a feedback here. um, it says so that the audio input here is available now. Okay. So guys, sorry for that. I don't know why, but apparently something has disabled my microphone here. So I'll do it once again. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I have my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, and I hope you also have your coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we have the best news ever. The best news ever that you can get, and I can say it right away. It is XRP won the lawsuit against the SEC, and that is massive. That is big because XRP is now the first ever regulated altcoin. XRP is allowed to come back to exchanges. XRP is not a security, and altcoins that are built in that way are not securities or not issuing unregistered securities. So very, very big. And in this stream, we are going to look at what the effects of this XRP are, what Bitcoin is doing, what OMI is doing or not doing, and we are going to look at something regarding Veve as well, but all of that just right after the intro. So, okay. Apparently, apparently from all my screens, audio has been removed. I don't know why. I have like 4 different screens and there's no audio on them. So now we're just staying with this camera screen and part until the end, and you should be hearing me. And I have to fix that right after the stream. But let's go in with the content here finally. So judge rules XRP is not a security in the SEC's case against Ripple. CEO Brad Garlinghouse recently opined that the case would end soon, but the fight for crypto wasn't over yet. So Ripple Labs scored the biggest, I might add here, the biggest victory in the United States District Court in the Southern District of New York on July the 13th, as Judge Annalisa Torres ruled partially in favor of the company in a case brought forth by the Securities Exchange Commission dating back to 2020. And that is that is one of the parts where a lot of people said that XRP would be winning that. Including me. Everyone who is following me since a long time, I made occasionally some videos about the XRP lawsuit and what that means for the crypto market. And I was also predicting that XRP is going to win that case. But it has been dragged out so long. So we were expecting that actually that that XRP could win this case 1 year ago, and they'd always pushed it back further and further. And then in the end, we saw the SEC crumble when they were basically saying that these Hinman documents couldn't be released and so on, and then the judge ordered it to be released, and then it was more or less clear that they have a problem now. So according to the documents filed on July 13th, Judge Torres has granted summary judgment in favor of Ripple Labs, ruling that the XRP token is not a security, but only in regards to programmatic sales on digital asset exchanges. However, the SEC also managed to notch a victory of its own, as the federal judge has ruled that XRP is a security when sold to institutional investors, as it met the conditions set in the Howey test. So partial win, but still a big win, because that means that on the exchanges and selling to the public, it's not a security. And then right as a consequences, we have here Coinbase Kraken will relist XRP following summary judgment. And as I've seen yesterday at night, I think already Coinbase started trading it again. So there is really already the relistings going on. And what people expect are that relistings are also going on for ADA, for Polygon, for all that stuff. So that's why we are seeing such big pumps out of the market. Here we see from Coinbase direct tweet, we've read Judge Torres' thoughtful decision. We've carefully reviewed our analysis. It's time to relist. And the big part is, what does that mean for other altcoins? It means that a lot of other altcoins are in fact now safe under these conditions, because if they are built in the same way as XRP and they had a token ICO which was also open to the public, and then they should be safe now under this new regulation. So it's a huge win for all altcoins, in my opinion. And I have said that before also in my videos, even a year ago I said that in the videos, and I really should find that video again. I said that it has the potential to spark the next bull run. It has the potential to spark the next altcoin season. Speaking of which, if we are talking about an altcoin season, and we are looking here at this Bitcoin dominance, we see that we are in Bitcoin season right now, and we are expecting to continue the Bitcoin season until the halving, basically. And after the halving, as you can see here also, Bitcoin dominance is usually dropping a while after halving, and a massive altcoin season starts. So that is what we see here. But the halving is in April, so this would be a Bitcoin dominance season until April, and then the altcoin season only later. But it's still a consequence of what happened with Ripple and the SEC, because right now there's nothing anymore that is threatening the entire altcoin space. Right now, there could be altcoins here and there that are still deemed securities, but it's not that the SEC can just crack down on all of the altcoin space, which they tried in their very last effort to inflict some damage when they were labeling, I don't know, 13, 14, 15, 30 cryptocurrencies as security, with ADA, with Polygon, and then also some exchanges having them delisted, which led to a massive crash in the altcoin space. Let's look what that makes for for Bitcoin here right now, because if we see this here, we just had basically a calm down phase on Bitcoin before the next run up in this analysis, in this opinion. So what would be happening is that you have this flip in the MACD and have your next run up phase like here in this comparison. So on the daily MACD, it shows a death cross resetting the overbought and will climb up again above zero. That is what we are seeing here in the charts. And also, and this is the I think the most bullish one, that was from yesterday. So that was on the 12 on the H12 high-low chart. It shows two important signals: the cup with handle breakout and the MACD bullish crossover. So that is for Bitcoin. By the way, Jordan Rees, Big PH, let's go Omi to the moon. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the moon has come to Omi, right? If we are seeing the charts, but it's also good news for Omi with the XRP lawsuit. So let's look at how the market actually reacted to this. So as we can see here, all markets green at the moment. This is the weekly performance of altcoins, and we can see here, and I'll just get my camera out of the way so that we really see all the things. We can see here that we have obviously XRP leading the charge on the weekly performance with almost 70%. We see Hex is pumping like crazy. XLM is pumping. Solana 50% up. Matic pumping back. Matic and ADA, both of the delisted ones from some of the exchanges, pumping back by 30%. And yeah, we are seeing that all of this is coming back. NFT Hero says, how is it good news? I thought Omi had an ICO. Yeah, but the big question is, have public people, was the ICO only to institutional investors, or were public people able to participate in it? That is the big question. Yeah, so this is true. What Dan says, Omi did have an ICO. It's not out of the woods yet. The question is, has there been any preliminary round to non-institutional investors? Because what the judge was saying there is that the problem is when you are having an ICO round to institutional investors. Yeah. So it seems Ecomi has been diluting the value of $Omi compared to every ambitious OUP roadmap they put out over a year ago. That seems more or less grabbed. Yeah. So yeah, I think this is now the time. This is now the time where the Ecomi team basically has to play open book, right, and say, hey, look, guys, this judgment is not the end for us in that sense, but for other tokens it is. So we have to do this and that, right? You're right. You're right. You should ask Crypto Rain. Didn't he get in on the ICO? I think so. Yeah, I will ask him because as we read in the text before, I think we can go back quickly to this article. So where is it? So here, as the federal judge has ruled that XRP is a security when sold to institutional investors, as it met the conditions set in the Howey test. So I don't know because it clearly is not the case that there is an ICO. So only having an ICO is not the case, because also Ripple had an ICO. But here they say, when sold to institutional investors, then it is meeting the conditions set in the Howey test. And yeah, if it is so that that Crypto Rain, for example, got something privately, and you could actually take part in ICO rounds as a non-institution, then I think at least these parts are not falling under that regulation. But I think you guys made a good point there. I think that is something that needs further investigation. How many of these coins here though had these public rounds, and how many of these coins had rounds to only venture capital investors? So yes, you guys are absolutely correct here. But let's look at how this affected Ripple first, and this is very interesting. I will zoom out in a second what is drawn into this chart, but we see a massive buy volume, and now we are seeing a little bit of a correction to this. But you see the price in the daily chart shot up by I can get my camera back, by the way, by 73%. So as we saw before there also, and now I wanted to go into this. Maybe I can put this on the weekly for this, because like this is textbook pump. If you draw in a support and a resistance line on this one, you get a textbook pattern on Ripple that looks pretty bullish. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 big touches, and the next attempt. And the big question is, will we get this mega breakout here? So this is like from 2018. So this pattern is forming since 2018, and the measured move for XRP, well, basically we should put this somewhere, I don't know. Yeah, so I mean, depending on where you draw this, but let's just draw this somewhere where the second touch is, right? And just do a measured move on break. Let's say it breaks out here. The target for XRP would be $16. So I don't know if that can happen, but just for fun, I wanted to put this in here. Let's see what you guys are saying. Isn't the completion of the lawsuit the important bit? Now, instead of dragging on, they can settle their fine or whatever, move on as opposed to be as opposed to be in limbo. Yes, you are right. Yes, the fine because the markets, they hate uncertainty, right? And the decision being made for all the exchanges out there, it means we can continue with the business, even though that there might be settlements here and there, slap on the wrist here and there, and so on. I think Angry Lotus has also a very good point there. NFT Hero says, as you said, some of those other projects would have had ICOs and everyone is up except us. Yeah, I think the reason for us not being up has nothing to do with the ICO. It has to do with that we're on no exchanges and cannot profit from the massive liquidity that is coming in. So for example, XRP is on a lot of exchanges, so it has this mega spike here, obviously also being the one that has been in these lawsuits. And if you are looking at the market, for example, on the daily, you have like in the top 100, even on the top 100, you have a couple of them that did not react. And in the top 200, Omi is actually the only coin. No, actually not true. Here is one, Beldex. But Omi is one of the only coins that is not up today on the daily. So behind me here, behind my camera, all green. Except, oh no, there is one red. And that is Bitcoin Gold. But we are almost the only ones that are not up. Andre Omigeko says, GM everyone from Frankfurt. Good morning to Frankfurt. Glad to have you here. Angry Lot, fair point. Dr. Knut, GM from Heidelberg. Welcome to the stream. And yeah, guys. By the way, if you like this stuff, we are not implementing XRP into every stream right now. But when something is going on like this, then please smash a like if you like this stuff. And we are also going to look at Bitcoin, because Bitcoin has reacted in a very interesting way. So you should be you should be thinking that Bitcoin is not affected. Bitcoin shouldn't be affected by this, right? Because Bitcoin was never the target of the SEC, and we all know that Bitcoin is a commodity, and that there will be never a problem with Bitcoin in the long run. But yet Bitcoin came out with a pump, and actually we have called this Bitcoin pump by analyzing the DXY just in the stream yesterday. We have called this pump, but obviously it's also because money is being allocated, freed up, being allocated to Bitcoin, because it's positive news for the entire space. It's positive news for the sentiment in the market, and that is why Bitcoin has pumped. And Bitcoin has actually put in a new high at 31,818, as you see here, and now it's slightly red, but what happened the last time that we peaked above this overhead resistance here is that we just fell down back below. Now we have peaked further above, and the corrective move is, as far as today, very, very little. The bullish sentiment still continues. The relisting of the coins influenced the Bitcoin price movement, right? Because bullish news are coming out over and over. We have looked at a lot of bullish news yesterday. We have looked at institutions getting into Bitcoin mining companies, buying their shares of Marathon and Riot. That was Vanguard. We have looked at this yesterday. So bullish news are piling up. If we can close above here and push, like we get our retest now, and push, just as we said all the days and weeks before, we could be coming up from this cup and handle pattern breakout. We could be coming up to our $46,000 target here. So how could this look? This could look like this. We could come up a little bit, we could retest right away, and then we could be moving up, right? Like this, or even more straight up here, and then correct out a longer time until we are in April at the halving, and maybe there's even a pre-halving rally. But this is more or less how I could imagine the Bitcoin price action could look like before we are heading in the halving. Guys, smash the like button if you agree with this. Smash the like button if you disagree with this, and then let me know in the chat if you agree or disagree. But I think it's fairly straightforward, and what we have been drawing in here so far, we have been running pretty accurate on this little analysis. We are waiting for this massive breakout and celebrate some gains. I think altcoins will stop rallying when this happens, as we've seen before in this chart here. That is when we have the Bitcoin season continuing, right? And every time this takes a breather, it will not. But right now, we have in Bitcoin dominance a massive pullback. Massive is too much to say, but we see it here already, and if I go into the daily, it becomes more clear. This is Bitcoin dominance, and it has fallen like a rock, but it has not broken any trend lines or so. It just has fallen pretty much because of that money that has been pumped into the altcoins. So there will be profit taking in the altcoins and going back into Bitcoin right now. There will be some profit taking because also some automatic profits will be taken. But overall, I think the maximum that I see is that we are coming somewhere close to this trend line, like here, and then that we are going off for the rally again. Angry Lotus says, I'm just excited because this is the level I am breaking even from all my DCA, so I'm no longer in the red. With Bitcoin or also with altcoins? That's the question. If you are you already break even on the altcoins? I am not. I'm in the plus already with Bitcoin right now at the moment, couple of percent. I'm in the green, but with the altcoins, I'm unfortunately still in the red. Yeah. So also we have looked at altcoins, and look at this. The altcoin space has taken a massive, massive pump. If we are going back for Bitcoin dominance, and if we are seeing how this happens, like inverse, so the altcoin space is reacting inverse to Bitcoin rallies and Bitcoin dumps. So this is a small dump. You see what happens in the altcoin space right now. It's massive. It's already massive gains, right? Gains in the 70-80%. It's only this tiny move. What we are probably going to continue our Bitcoin dominance rally. Let me put this in. So we are probably going to continue our Bitcoin dominance rally, something like this, right? With this trend line until probably, yeah, some 60%, and then probably continuing out until somewhere here. And then what do you think happens in the altcoin space if we are getting like some massive correction like this because altcoin season is on? Look at this here. That was the last time that altcoins rallied hard. If we are getting this, then it's going to be so explosive. Yeah. So Dan O says my DCA for OMI is like 0.035. Yeah, 0035. That's actually, so I have 003 or so, and I didn't buy more OMI because I was expecting that. I know that Jordan, if he's still here, he's extremely bullish on OMI. But yeah, and we will look at OMI in a second. But let's quickly look at the DXY. Because the DXY has done exactly what we were hoping for. So you guys remember when we were saying in the last streams, weeks ago, that we could expect something like mountain ranges, smaller mountains, and popping off here. That is what we expected. So pretty good for us now that we lost this level for the DXY. We could now come back testing this, a little bit of a relief as a bearish retest, and continue down below. This could happen, but the more we are sinking below this, the more room is there to even stay below this if there is another small rate hike. So overall, that's bullish. What does that mean? That means liquidity is flowing out of the DXY. Or the dollar basically is losing in value. Why? Because people are moving out of the dollar into other investments. So that means capital is being moved, dollar is being sold in favor of other investments, in favor of Bitcoin, in favor of XRP, in favor of stocks, in favor of tech stocks especially. So whenever this happens, risk on assets do very well. And I have made the claim that this DXY is front running price action. So I actually said when we were collapsing here, we should have a Bitcoin pump, but we didn't get it yet, because you guys remember I said that we would be getting this Bitcoin pump sooner or later because the DXY is collapsing, but we were in the sideways movement here, and it just didn't pump, right? Not yet, but now we have a pump, and the DXY implies that if we have this pump because of these first fall offs, that we should be getting more pump out of this collapse of the DXY. So yeah, sink that ship. Yeah, let's go. Sink that ship. I mean, the dollar is losing in value against other currencies in the world, meaning a lot of dollar is being allocated. Sink that ship. That's pretty funny. Will be interesting to see how that gold-backed bricks will affect DXY. Actually, I don't know if you have seen my live stream from, I think it was 2 days ago or something like that, or no, actually it was 3 days ago, when there was the news that India is not going to participate in the gold-backed currency. So that gold-backed currency is taking a hit right now. At least it's losing one partner, one big partner, let's say, because they didn't want to risk the trade agreements that they have with the European Union and the US. Okay, we had the DXY. So and we looked at the altcoin space having a big candle. Let's look at Ecomi. The sad reality is kicking in. Yeah, so it's just Berks. For now, it's just Berks. So the sad reality for Ecomi is kicking in, and I don't know what I can tell you guys, but there was more price action out of the nothing than when the SEC lost against XRP in the lawsuit. So this was completely random before this mega wick above. This is, I don't know, this is probably the longest shooting star in the altcoin space. Actually, Ecomi is now complying more with this upper resistance line of this wedge. It looks like Ecomi really wants to take a downturn once again. I haven't bought more Ecomi yet. I don't actually, in this situation, I don't know if I want to buy more Ecomi, because I really want to see something from the team where they say, despite them saying, yeah, we're somehow going to include Ecomi, I really want to see them commenting like, we stand by Ecomi, the SEC lawsuit is good for us, blah blah blah, yada yada, there are exchanges coming, I don't know what. Because yeah, I saw the Paul Barron tweet. Maybe we are going to open this up just before closing the stream. We are going to open that up again, or maybe I will open this up after this chart. But yeah, basically Paul Barron posted a photo of the sideways movement, or a screenshot, and just posting a skull, because he said Ecomi and Veve would be dead. So I disagree heavily on the Veve side, but on the Ecomi side, at the moment, it behaves like a dead person, like not doing anything. There's no movement whatsoever, while the other altcoins are massively pumping. Yeah, Dollar Omi seems like such a backseat item for Ecomi. It's disheartening. Yeah, I think so too, and I don't know why you would do that, because the people that are at the moment active in the app, those are the people that are also holding some Ecomi, that came from the crypto space, that are Web3 enthusiasts, that want to see an implementation of the coin. And it seems like they are completely shitting on this, right? So, for example, you don't hear anything anymore from Reese. There are the rumors, or more or less confirmed rumors, that Reese is selling off Ecomi. I don't know. It's just weird, and it is really weird that there's nothing coming out as comments or whatever. And we should be having already some kind of an article for the new OMI to NFT. But we don't. Yeah, we only get new drops and stuff like that. So this is why OMI looks like this. This is the biggest shooting star in the altcoin space, I believe. And it's not only here on Gate.io. It's also on OKX, and the volume looks the same. We have increasing volume a little bit, very little. But this increasing volume is sell volume, yeah. So there is a little bit of an upcoming volume here, but it's largely sell volume driven for the moment. So what we really need to see is stuff like this, right? Green volume, and then for more than only one day. So Yeah, I don't know. I will still be waiting. I will still be waiting if there is another downturn or if what is happening, because I cannot. There is no basis. I also said this on around the Ecomi verse when I was there and discussing, I think, with Forster and some other people. It's just I want to be bullish on Ecomi, but there's no grounds at the moment to be bullish on Ecomi and to say I would allocate money right now into OMI instead of other altcoins. Why would I buy OMI when I can buy, let's say, Phantom, right? Because Phantom has more going for it than Ecomi at the moment. The rest is just mere promises, and promises that are around since 2 years, more or less. So, yeah. Dan O says, I think even Randy will start to capitulate a little if nothing happens in the terms of OMI by the end of the year. Yeah, I think I think the halving in next April. If there's nothing for Ecomi until the halving, you can basically sell OMI and put the stuff in something else. Because if there are no exchanges, it doesn't matter if there's liquidity freed up in the market. Ecomi will just not react. So I always said I will give them time, or I will give this time, this investment, until the halving. And if I don't see fundamentals until the halving, then that's it for me, right? But certainly I will not buy more at this point in time, because what's different in the development of OMI between now and half a year ago and a year ago? Nothing. They've brought nothing. Nothing for Ecomi. No benefits. There's even less because people are taking this stuff out. Yeah, I think Randy is not doing as many streams anymore. I don't know. I don't know about this. There could be also personal reasons for this, but I've not been following Randy so much, so I cannot comment on this. But yeah, so we are going to cover this stream by stream. But that's basically how I feel about Ecomi at the moment, and there's nothing to TA around here, right? Technically, you could say, hey, do we have an inverse head and shoulders situation here? But then again, I mean, this is almost the same level. It doesn't really, there's no defined neckline. I mean, if it was on the, there's like there, I don't know. I really refuse to see it that way right now at the moment. It doesn't look like it. So yeah, we will see. Blaze says, we need exchanges and utility, no more excuses. They've had enough time. Sucks to see everything else moving. Yeah, it really sucks. And also, it's not that they have never gotten anyone bullish. They have gotten people bullish all the time on Ecomi, and now it's time to deliver. It's time to deliver. They're delivering on Veve stuff. Yes, good, fine. I like that. But I really want to see how this blockchain team that they implemented is really doing something. Dan also says the only reason I hold instead of moving on to something else is that in the USA you get taxed less if you hold an investment for more than a year. Yeah, here in Germany as well. But I hold my OMI stuff more than a year already. I'm down bad. I will continue to hold just because of the massive upside if something happens. But also I didn't commit so much to it. I have 2 million OMI that I bought way above where it is now. Maybe I buy more, but I first want to see something. And yes, maybe then there is a pump, I don't know, to this level and a corrective move here. When something is happening, okay, then I buy here. It's fine, right? But certainly I'm not going to allocate more money and then I see this like collapse to quadruple zero, so I don't know what. I saw this also. I just quickly wanted to point this out here. This video thing that they have going on is annoying, by the way. Celsius moves 65 64 million in Chainlink, Matic, and Aave, and other altcoins following court permission to sell tokens. So Celsius is still moving altcoins. Just keep that in mind, that some of the assets of the failed exchanges are still being liquidated into the market. So that could slow down altcoin movement while Bitcoin is pumping anyways. That is something that I wanted to quickly show. And then Dapper Labs makes third round of cuts in 9 months of NFT slump. So there are actually companies in the NFT space that are cutting back their stuff because they're not doing well. So at least that is not happening for Ecomi and Veve. In the bleak hope that Omi rises eventually. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's basically it. Because for me, these 2 million, that's okay, that's fine, right? Certainly not going to apply more. Then also I saw this, a sale of Bored Ape just went out for 600 ETH, $1.2 million. Now there is someone who is claiming here, and that's a very fair point, this is almost certainly a wash trade. Given the context, it would be a sort of fantastical to think otherwise, unless other info emerges. So yeah, I think that's a fair point. But if it's not a wash trade, look at this. Then you would have like a mega sale here, right? 600 ETH is a lot of money. Hey Nico, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. So yeah, let's talk about Veve, because there are some things in Veve as well. Payout is coming back, and there was a little bit of a confusion about the missing Turkey in the payout functionality. So Turkey is not missing. Turkey payout is supported. A small issue prevented the option from being displayed. Thanks for your patience while we smooth out these issues during the beta period. So Mitch is giving us here some updates. I like that they are doing that. And I'm glad that people are not blocked out from cash out there on the Turkish side. So that is very good. Now, with regards to payout, let's also comment something. So people have claimed that the bull run is back in NFTs. And if I can just verify here on my smartphone quickly, but if I just look at my vault, since payout has been announced and since payout is back, my vault has already lost a couple of hundred gems. So it's really, and this is only where some people are getting into beta. So it really seems that the theory that I have put out here that of the Veve vault going up in value, of payout being disabled, is apparently true. So yeah, unfortunately, payout will be draining until the liquidity situation turns around, so that massive amounts of money are flowing into Veve. But I think this will happen, only it will take a time, because it will certainly, in my opinion, certainly not be until April next year, and certainly probably also not until the altcoin season has passed. But there's a video coming out this weekend, especially about the next NFT bull run on my channel. So stay tuned for that. You don't want to miss that video. So Dano says, what single collectible or comic on Veve do you think has the most value in the long term? I think probably, so there are a couple of them, but not too many, that will be the absolute pinnacle of the value. And I think that will be the AF15 secret rare comic, or the MC1 secret rare comic, and the Miles Morales secret rare, because of scarcity, right? So I'm looking at sub 1000 collectibles with sub 1000, and that's also where I'm basing on a part of my strategy. I'm buying secret rare comics for 50 gems or so, that have also some value in real life, or have extreme scarcity, like 188, 125 editions, because in a bull run there will just be so many users that you cannot, you simply do not have enough editions for everyone. So everyone wants Miles Morales Ultimate Animated, but there's just not enough for everyone. Sadly, not to crypto, but all movement is good. People are selling in expectation for payout. Yeah, I think so too. I think that's the reason, Dr. Knut. Do you think they would want OMI to stay low until they make crypto pay in with OMI available to get more of the market converted into NFTs, or do I have that backwards? They said something like that. That's actually true. Way back, like months back, even more than a year back, they said something like, we don't want to artificially pump Ecomi until it's implemented, blah, blah, blah. Now, I still don't know if that is really their intention, or because I said many times also on Ecomi, around the Ecomiverse, an exchange does not need permission to list a token. They can just buy OMI and offer it on an exchange. They don't need the team to support that. You don't need to file for this. For example, if Coinbase wants to list XRP, they don't have to check back with the team. They just list XRP, like they do it right now. If Coinbase wants to list OMI, they can just buy OMI and list it. Then that's it. And Gate.io did this back in the day. So Gate.io just went there, bought OMI, and listed OMI on Gate.io. Never talked back to the team. The team themselves, they said it. They have never had contact with Gate.io. That was a guerrilla listing. Reese personally said that. So the question is, if you have a token that is about to be implemented at such a project, and if you have that token lying there in shambles with a lot of zeros in front, an exchange could easily go there and buy it and offer it on, but they still don't. And the big question is why. So yeah, that is that. Yeah, let's see also what is going on. Basically, there's this giveaway on Instagram. I still didn't check that out. Social sweepstakes. You could win on Platinum Moment Pixar series, Miguel, Woody, or Nemo, if you are participating. Yeah, then. Oh, that is my. I wanted to check out Veve here actually. So yeah, we have the Alice in Wonderland drop today. It's a freaking Friday, by the way. So that means that you guys are heading into the weekend. We all are. But yeah, Energy says, just speculation for now. So lean back and chill. And if you stress out, just sell your paper hands. Okay. Aggressive, but yeah, it's still something where we have to evaluate. Oh, by the way, we have an article here for the Disney and Pixar Incredible Super Character Series. So let's see how they look. Blind box, okay, waitlist drop. So we have the Mr. Incredible here as a rare, 2,000 editions. So it's a little bit more scarce, this one. We have Mrs. Incredible as the ultra rare with 1.2k editions, and then we have the Frozone secret rare with 698 editions. So actually, Veve did learn a little bit and tuned down the editions here. So that is pretty scarce for that secret rare. I would like to see on a drop like this something like if I would do this drop, I would say I would put it like this: 1,000, 700, 250 or something like that. Then this would be, I think then this would be selling out like in a second. This one, I don't know if it will sell out, to be honest. but there are kind of a lot of people that like these collectibles. They are selling at 40 gems, not 60 gems, which is also new for a Disney licensed collectible. That is not a poster, I think. So yeah, overall interesting. Now, also quickly, I wanted to share with you my drop results from yesterday. So I got an ultra rare on yesterday's comic, and a common and an uncommon, as you see here. But what I wanted to share about this is, if you're looking at this ultra rare, for example, this ultra rare has secret rare scarcity. This ultra rare has only 250 editions. So there are what is really a thought, at least a thought to implement in a strategy, is look at ultra rare and rare comics also of the comics that only had 5,000 or 7,500 editions, because there are ultra rares that have sub secret rare scarcity with exclusive covers. And if that's the case with the exclusive covers, that one day these covers will only be all available on Veve, and digital collecting has gone into mass adoption, I think 250 editions is very, very little for such specific covers. So which is why I'm occasionally looking here and there if I can find something cool on these ultra rare and rare covers as well, to buy for myself. Now this time I got lucky here, right? On the ultra rare on drop, but yeah, I just wanted to point that out. So let me just quickly pull that Paul Barron tweet up, just so you guys know, because I said that I am going to do that, if I can still find it. I think it was a reply, right? Wasn't that the tweet reply? This guy is tweeting a lot, actually. I will see if I can find it. I saw this tweet, so some of you pointed that out earlier. I saw this tweet also, but I can just not find it. Wait 1 second, maybe I can find it here. Yeah, I found it. Okay, let me just quickly close my messages here. Okay, there we go. So this is what Paul Barron posted. He is like now the biggest Veve fudding channel, or the biggest Ecomi fudding channel in history, but he's not wrong. So yeah, Energy says a lot of cheap stuff, hard to decide. Mr. Planet Profit here, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Did XRP help Veve? Not yet, but it will probably. Energy said, okay, I will get a coffee. Yeah, so that is that. Actually, here Kyle asked what's up with Ecomi. He just asked about that. I also commented nothing is up. And it isn't. Nothing is up. It's just moving sideways. I think maybe it will have its time. But yeah, as we said before, yeah, we are having that. But we have something coming up for Veve here, and that is San Diego Comic-Con is coming up, actually from the 20th of July until the 23rd, I think, or 24th. But it's coming up. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff, probably a ton of drops coming for Comic-Con. So make sure, if you are thinking about this right now, to also save a little bit on the side in case, like a little bit money on the side in case that that there is a very high value drop coming up that you need to participate in on waitlist, right? So no reason for OMI to go up. That's why, yeah, it's true. There's no reason whatsoever. But yeah, with that said, guys, I am at the end of the stream here. Where is it? Yeah, so let's end it with a visual here of the Incredibles. Sorry for the sound problems in the beginning. I don't know why this happened, why my audio was not present anymore from one day to another. So many little things that can go wrong on streams, but yeah, I hope I can cut this out somehow later after the stream. There must be a way. But yeah. Funny how people are so mad at Paul. They really can't even take a little bit of heat. Yeah, and he's not wrong, right? I mean, he said it's all dead and yada. Maybe that's not true, but he's not wrong about the non-moving, right? Mr. Planet Prophet says OMI ain't going to go up until it has a reason to like utility. The collectibles haven't even got utility yet. Glad I finally caught a live stream. Almost midnight here, so then good night to you. And yes, guys, wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon, and I catch you in the next one. Stay tuned for the video that is coming out on the weekend. Crazy Dan says thanks for the stream, PH. Have a great day, everyone. Great day, everyone. I catch you in the next stream on Monday, and stay tuned for that video coming out this weekend.